Did you enter again? Are you back? Nice. Nice. Okay. Let's share the same picture. Anyway, guys, I have to tell you exactly, not in, exactly, but I'll tell you in general, just a summary about the Great Fire of London. All the people were just trying to erect or build tents to build tents to shelter. Um and they couldn't find any way to go sure the fire, guys, because their houses were made of wood. So that's why the fire, they couldn't go anywhere. They were trying to find somewhere to shelter, and but they couldn't find, because wherever they go, the fire started. The fire still rages. It means to get worse. I don't know whose is it actually. Anyway, the fire still rages. The eastern wind, there was still wind that was carrying the fire. We call it carrying the fire, taking the fire, and the flames forward to be caught in somewhere else or in another house. They decided that pulling down. Just wait to see the chats. Someone sent me a message. Okay, let me see the chats. Okay, guys, how did the people try to stop the fire in the Great Fire of London? Imagine that the fire started in the second, 1666, and it continues till September 10th. So it lasts for 8 days. Okay, so what did the people do, guys? They pulled their houses down to stop the fire. I mean, for example, if there are many wooden houses beside each other, so how can you stop the fire? You can pull down a house in the middle to not to be spread any more. Okay, so some fountains, guys, dried up, and and just the waters in the rivers were boiling, and dark clouds of smoke. Sure, fire for 8 days. We had dark clouds of smoke, and the people who walked about the ruins, they could see the men in some gloomy deserts. They said in September 10th it was the last day of this disaster in London, but actually this story, and this actually stood as a story, guys. Some people in many schools, they take the Great Fire of London as a story, but sure, they take it in details, in more details. Each day, what happened exactly, they take it in more details. That's it. I just wanted to tell you about the Great Fire of London. This is the new thing that we're gonna take today. Um, Let me tell you about the project. The project of the minister that you have to make, or the topics that they gave you. It's better, as Ms. Noha wrote, it's recommended to be in English. Mark yesterday sent me a very nice question. He asked me, he told us to write a letter in Arabic, but no, it's not a must to be a letter. It was about tourism. It could be email, because nowadays the people don't send letters. So it could be email. The invitation could be email if you're talking about Egypt or whatever. So don't be stuck to be a letter. It's not a must. You can apply what you learned in the school this year. So it was an email, not a letter. Okay, this is for the task of the minister, And for our school task, as we are in a language school, that's why the school wants to make the task on the English language. But it's so easy, the task is so easy or very simple. You have a variety to make the task in a video, in a PowerPoint, or in writing, you can write. And the story, you can act it, and most of you can act it with each other. Choose a character and choose a character and talk in the story and talk about it if you like it or whatever. So try to choose a character and talk about it. Okay, and you can act it. You can, if you write about it, or you can say why exactly did you choose this character. Miss, when can we give it to you? It's you can give it to me from now till the 7th of May. Yeah, there is something else that's important to make it. The school asked us to make. Yes, Mark. I wrote the name of the center and address of center. What's in English? Which is center, Mark? I can't understand the word center. Which is center do you mean? Can't understand the center. What do you mean by center, Mark? Send the one who sends. You mean address of the sender, not center of the sender. D, not T. Okay, Mark. You mean you wrote it? Write it as an email, Mark. Write it as an email. Email, we took the email. You have to write the address of the one that you are sending to, and your email address, and that's it. As we took it. If you're gonna make it as email, guys, so make or write um, exactly the details of the email. Okay, Mark. Okay, no problem. But you mean that you wrote the name and the sender of the sender and the address in the email? How? I can understand this. Yeah, it's okay. You erase it. Okay. No problem, Mark. The task that the school asked us to tell you about is you have to make this task, guys. It doesn't have deadline. It doesn't have deadline, and it's better to make it. Why, Miss? Because this period of time that we are experiencing nowadays, you can talk about it later when you grow up. You can tell it to your friends, to your sons and daughters, and you can remember this time. This time, actually, we haven't faced it before, or we haven't experienced it before to stay at home all of this time. So the school asked us to tell you that we want from you a video. It could be just 1 minute, 1 minute for everyone. I want you to talk about how did the corona quarantine. Quarantine, guys, means staying at home. The period of staying at home because you are forced to stay at home. We are obliged to stay at home because of something, a disease or whatever. So it's called the quarantine. How did the corona quarantine affect your character? Sure, most of us changed it. Grade 6, you have something changes in your character. Um, how did it affect you? And how did it affect your family? How did each member in your family affected by the corona quarantine? And this is number 2. Number 3, uh, The corona quarantine, how still you have to talk about the skills that you gained or improved in the corona quarantine. Talk about it. Miss, is it a must to talk about all of these in the video? No, it's not a must. Just tell us one thing that you learned from this period of time. What's the first thing or the first plan you're gonna do after this time ends up, inshallah, after the quarantine or the coronavirus ends up? Um, we said the skills that you learned, the activities that changed. Sure, you exchange the activities that you used to do outdoors with activities that you used to make indoors inside your home because of because you have to do something at home. You can't stay like this. Okay, so all of our characters grade 60 changes in this period of time. Sure. For example, as for myself, I started to everything when I buy it from the supermarket, whatever I wash it. I wash it very well. And whenever anybody or if I go out, for example, for something urgent, and when I come back, so I have to mop all the house. Although I didn't walk inside the house with my shoes, but I have to mop all the house. So like this is something a change in my character. Like this, I didn't used to. Once I come out from outside, I mop all the house. Okay, and I use the alcohol or whatever to for my keys, for the handle of the door, for everything, whatever I touch, whatever I catch. So I have to use the alcohol. Clear, grade six. So this one, the school asked us to tell you about it, and we need this one because it's something like a document. We can put it in the school because after that you will not you can just remember these videos and staying at home when we finish this period of time. Okay. Do you have any question in this task? I unmuted all of you, grade six. Do you have any question in this task?
No, no.
I unmuted.
Sometimes I read it too and ask you if there is like another, yeah, like something is clear,
Mark,
and
I
I
think
read it again. I will read it.
it's Mark. Talk. And
Yes, I will read it again, and if something I didn't hear here, I saw it there, and like I have a question in it, I will ask you. Okay?
yes, Mark, you can
But
send me a
till
message.
now, no questions.
I reply anytime, Mark. Whenever I see the message, I reply.
Okay.
Okay, guys, do you have any question in this task, grade six? You can make it. Yesterday, I watched a video for you, Hannah, and the girl is in grade six. I like this so much, actually. So it's something like this. You can make it something like this, grade six. In the Corona, but sure, it's in English. I forgot to tell you, it must be in English, not Arabic. If the Arabic teacher asks you to make it, okay. But as for me, it should be in English. A video like yesterday is the girls who made it. It was great. Actually, I liked it so much. So Hannah, if you please, you can encourage the girls to make one like this because I saw that um, you were in the video yesterday, and I guess you encouraged your friends to do this. So it could be about the coronavirus like this, and the task, Hannah, the task of the story, it could be acting like the characters of the story. Okay, you can make it with your friends. It should be in English. If you have any question, you can send it to me now. I still have 2 minutes of grade six, and I'm so sorry for today's interruption most of the time because of the net connection, and I'm so sorry for this grade six. Do you have any question before I leave? If you have any question, type a message because we can't hear all of you.
No.
Okay, no, okay, guys. Anyway, if you have any question, you can send me a voice message or you can send me text message as you like. Great text. Anyway, we put for you the mail, the my Outlook mail that you're gonna send me the task on it. Or you can send it to me on Messenger as you like. However, but I must receive it. Okay, guys, see you next time. But inshallah, next time the connection will be better than that because it's the first time for us to have the connection like this. Okay, guys, see you next time. Bye.